So I'm here with Alex Buckingham. Advertising. Are you advertising photographer?
Have been 42 years, yeah.
But would you class yourself purely as advertising?
I would say the basics of my life is yes. And basically my whole life revolves around the advertising world. And all that enables me to do is obviously do what's behind me, my own work. So it's great, you know, it subsidises my own work, and my own work really is what people want to see now, as opposed to the advertising work. It's weird. Well, it's not weird.
So we're here at Maud Gallery, where Alex has got his exhibition, which is first exhibition. How many?
It's probably, I've had lots over the years, but this is the first major one to launch me and Maud, if you like. I'm now with Maud Gallery, on my personal work is, and as you see, it's like we're just kicking off with a botanical theme, and then we go on through next year with different themes, landscapes. We've got some punk rock stuff to come through.
Well, punk rock would be interesting.
Yeah, we're going to do that with the Valley people I shot a few years ago. Just the contrast between the two would be quite interesting. And yeah, just keep going, really. And Maud's pushing it out there for me, looking after my Shopify site. Nice. Alex Buckingham, photography, Shopify.com. Edit that bit out.
little plug. So, all right, how long? So you've been a photographer for how many years?
All my life.
All your life?
Since I left home, which was...
Where was home?
Home was in the West Country of England.
Now the West Country is...
Oh, I'd say Bath. Everyone knows where Bath is, yeah. Yeah. So, which is my home team, rugby team. Still got shares in Bath. I must have been about 18, went through uni and didn't stop, carried on through, you know.
Just kept doing it. So did you go through being an assistant and doing that?
I went through college, uni, whatever, and then I came out there and I assisted for nearly 12 years, 10, 12 years. And then shot off. I always said I'd have my own studio by the time I was 30. And I did, and always said I had my gallery set up with someone by 16. I've just done it, only just. But during that course of time, I always knew I wanted to do this. So while I was working, I was shooting for myself at the same time. Always, you know, there's something there, I'll do it.
So okay, so now bringing forward, when did you come over to? When did you get transported to the?
I landed here. The day the Twin Towers were blown up.
Oh, really?
I travelled on that day.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was a bit nervy and it was a bit interesting. I'll tell you, we were taking, our metal knives and forks were whipped away from us. Everything, you know, and the luggage was searched like you can't believe, even though we were going business class.
So you got on after they'd hit the towers?
We actually were in the pub in England with our hand luggage, saying goodbye to loads of people, and it came up on the screen.
And literally they enacted security that fast?
It wasn't until we stopped over in Kuala Lumpur, I think it was, that the English leg to the Middle East was all right. But then it was a very funny era about the whole place we were at. And then it took 2 days to get out. And there were no flights, nothing. So we had to wait.
They literally shut everything down.
It took 24 hours for everything to shut down, but yeah, it was amazing. I mean, it was something to go through. I wouldn't fly again if there was another big episode like that. It was just too frightening.
Well,
there was still bombing or trying to take out Washington and everything else when we were in the air. It was unreal.
God.
Yeah.
That's a spooky sort of, this is...
Welcome to Australia, Alex,
yeah. It's the biggest challenge about Australia is the fact that we are so far away from everywhere.
You'd have heard the news before we did in England, but even so, you know, it doesn't, Brisbane is a nuclear-free zone, so you're laughing, really, you know, you'll never get blown up. But that was interesting, just landing here and thinking, well, all that's happening over there and affecting everybody else, but no one here, you know, or nothing.
No, we're all going, yeah.
So what, you know, yeah, right. It's very, very, very strange, but yeah.
So came over here, brought by
my partner, who I've yet to marry.
I was going to say, are you?
No, we've had lots of kids, but we haven't got married yet. I might propose to her one day, you never know, or vice versa. Just got on with it. I had to reinvent myself because no one here knew me. So I knew nobody at all. Here, not just Brisbane, but Melbourne, Sydney, anywhere.
So you've always been in Brisbane?
Yeah, I've never moved. Yeah, there was a point when I first got here that, and I'm being honest, you wouldn't, if you were getting a job from Sydney, you wouldn't say you were from Brisbane. You just wouldn't acknowledge the fact you were from Brisbane. It's a very funny thing. I don't know why.
Yes.
But I can't understand that, especially in this day and age. But most of my work comes out of Sydney, and still does. But you wouldn't say, you can now say where you can be on a boat, for Christ's sake, it doesn't matter. But then it was only 10 years ago, or you wouldn't say you were based in Brisbane because no one would touch you.
So do you think that is the reason that's gone now? Because yes, we always were the poor cousins here in Brisbane.
Yeah, but
is because of the digital age?
Digital age, and I think because everything's so easily done, you don't need all you need is a phone. You don't need an office. You don't need anything. A lot of people have given up having studios and offices and literally work from home. Well, I do. I love it because I've got my pool and my office opposite my pool, so it's just great.
Now remember, you did move into Momentum for a while there.
Yeah, I did. I was with Eric Victor for a while, Momentum, and then from when Eric retired the first time, the second, third time, we went to 34, Studio 34, which is was badly run. From that, I just thought, no, don't want to know about studios anymore.
No, but the one thing I remember when you moving across there was this Alex Buckingham guy. Apparently, he only shoots film.
Yeah, sure, I did for a while. It took me a while to come over to the digital age, but it's not pissy easier, I tell you. Just point and shoot, don't you? No, it's a different era. I was talking to someone a few minutes ago. You have to go to that film stage to be able to use a camera and be able to judge light. I don't think you can go straight into the digital age. I mean, a lot of people have, but they've missed out on something, not going through a dark room, not going through film, and not being able to judge the exposure by just looking at the sky.
So do you think that's affected the type of work that's coming out with the current generation of photographers? I
should be careful what I say, but I'm very outspoken about certain things. I think basically, 1 out of 10 are good. I mean, there's a lot of shysters out there, and there's a lot of people that just don't know how to construct an image. They'll take a still life, they'll say, right, there's that, and that, we'll shoot them separately and put them together. What's the point? You shoot them all together, don't you? That's what you're paid for. You're actually paid to shoot an image, not to shoot 6 images and put them together. I can't get my head around that one. I mean, obviously there's situations where you have to shoot things separately or comp it, whatever. Yeah. But no, you just eliminate as much retouching as possible. That is what the fucking photographer's paid for. Sorry, that's a bit rude.
It's passionate about it, that's fine.
Well, that's what you pay for. You pay to take an image and not to take 10 images and put them together.
So I mean, one of the things we've seen is basically a lot of shift towards the rounded, complete photographer to the one who can basically come up with the best concept of their own personal,
Yeah, I mean, I think if you've been in the business long enough, I say business, taking pictures long enough, you have an eye. If you don't have an eye, you can forget it. Just forget it. There's no point in going any further. If you have an eye, you'll produce your own work. And people these days want to see your own work. They do not want to see what you've worked on, unless it's something special. And if it is something special, you mix the two up, in your folio or whatever.
Well, given that they want to see your own work, how do you approach sort of getting your own work out there?
I'll Facebook it or Instagram it, or have a Shopify site. I have collections, and if I take an image, it will fit into one of those collections, or I'll do a new series. I mean, I spend more time in the year now shooting my own stuff than shooting commercially. But my own stuff pays as much as the commercial stuff does, so there's no argument there at all.
Now that was quite a transition period. I remember talking to you.
Yeah, and it's been a transition period when I could see that the commercial work was fading. I thought, right, I've got to do something about this, and I knew I wanted one day to have my own, not my own gallery, but be part of a gallery and or have my own site. But it's now, because of the digital age, you can get out to more people. If you had a shop, you'd close down tomorrow. You can't do a shop, but you can do a Shopify, if you like, and have it online. And people just dial it in, order it, and you print it, and away it goes. I mean, I'm sending prints all around the world. It's great.
So are you doing the download and print, or are you selling prints?
I'm saying print. No, I mean we don't download anything. Nothing can be downloaded. They come with an order. We print it, personally print it, and it's done on archival paper. It's signed on the back for authenticity and on the front, and it goes off on an unsquashable tube.
Has this changed how your clients perceive you, seeing more of your personal work?
Yes, this kind of gone on a different level, which is, whether it's good or bad, but like this exhibition here has taken me onto a different level with my personal work. And I think it's the cost issue they're worried about. I firmly believe that they think that he's too way out there, they don't go near him. It's a shame, because they are so wrong. Plug, so wrong. Not that I work for $500 a day, but I'm not outrageous.
Have you been doing a bit of video and film as well, talking about that area?
I did shoot in England for 5 years before I came over here, and I was shooting on 35mm and film, where you're going to see the rushes, and didn't take to it too. I just didn't like all the people around. I just like working by myself. So when I came over here, I didn't even enter into it. I brought the reels, but I didn't push it. I just pushed my folio, and I've worked pretty consistently over the past 10, 12 years. Yeah, it's been good. And I can see it come into, and I don't think it's an age thing. I think it's just, all of a sudden all these guys that are cheaper, because that's the way the world's going, and can do it for the budgets, and if they want to work for $500 a day, good luck to them,
So do you, and I mean, this is always the big question, and I've had it speaking to people like Gary Sheffield in Sydney and other guys who work in advertising industry.
Well, Gary's just had an exhibition too.
He did too?
Yeah.
That was quite, actually very animal, which is, his partner's very passionate about.
Yeah, quite, yeah.
But he was always very cautious about, and there's always a need to write the correct treatment or what you're going to do when you do the presentation for a client, but then the one is they then run away with that.
And use someone else. They do. I've been plagiarised with things I've done, and we're writing a treatment now which will remain ours until they ask us to submit it for a job we're doing, or hopefully doing, pretty shortly. And it's only a page, but we don't want that page of treatment to be used by another photographer. Now, you don't know quite whether that's going to go down or not, because there's other photographers in for this job, there's 2 others. And, if they choose a treatment but not use it as a job, then that's the way of the world, I mean, I know that it's happened to me before, and it will happen again.
So do you think it is just, you've got to write it and put it out there? And
you still have to put the treatment in, because that's what, we do more treatments now for the bigger jobs than ever before. And it's because I want to know how you're going to approach it. And it's a bit like doing a movie or a TV, You do have to write a treatment, and it's got to be right. It's got to be what they want. I mean, you get a clue from the creatives, but then they want to know what you think about it, and so they like your work and you're in for a chance, but it comes down to 2 things, which it shouldn't: money and treatment. Doesn't matter about your work, the fact that we've been chosen to quote.
So the fact that you're doing the treatment, because you're past that.
Yeah, past that stage,
They know you can do it, they want to know what you're going to do.
Yeah, so we've got to write a page and submit that tomorrow, and then it's in the laps of the gods to the client meeting on Friday. So I mean, and We'll see. I know one guy shouldn't be up for it because it's not anywhere like what he does. But that's one of those things. But then there's three guys, so that's what it should be.
You do actually.
I know exactly who's in for it. Yeah.
So are they?
Brisbane. They're all Brisbane based.
Oh, okay.
And then there's a mix of the New Zealand guy that's in the mix as well.
Oh, Kiwis, you can't help them.
Well, it's a Kiwi job, unfortunately. That's why they got them in the mix. Yeah.
Oh, so and this brings on to the next thing. Do you think that the nature of where the job is now is irrelevant?
No, it doesn't matter. I mean, it's being shot over here, but the client isn't from over here. I mean, I did a Coca-Cola, I did a job for China, Coca-Cola China, and we shot that all around Sydney, and then the talent was coming over that we had to use from Shanghai. Because she couldn't get into Oz, she could get into Auckland, and we had to go over to Auckland to shoot it. She lied. She said she had a sister here, which she didn't, and they caught her. But she was still banged up in Auckland until they cleared her, until Coke cleared her out of Auckland. So, and this girl obviously was chosen by Coke for some reason. I'm not going to go into why. She had a thyroid done, so you can imagine the retouching that. So she was obviously in the mix with someone at Coca-Cola. That's all I'm going to say. But we had to use her. We were told we had to use her. And she didn't speak much English, apparently, until I told her what to do. She understood it perfectly. Very, very strange. But
I mean, this is sort of the ultimate diplomacy as photographers. You've got to
you've got to be very careful. Yeah.
Careful what you say, who do you say it to.
You do. And then, you meet this girl and you don't want to upset her because you've got to work with her for a week. And at the end of the day, I'm thinking to myself, and I said to the agent, so what's the thyroid thing? And all the earring piercings. I'm going, we can't use her, but we have to. So we make a quick phone call to Shanghai, your retouching bill's just doubled, So it did, and they just wrote it off.
They were just fine with that?
Yeah. Well, she was obviously someone's friend. That's all I can say.
So now, actually, do you, sort of getting the international clients and everything else, do you have an agent or producers?
Yes, I've got Katrine Bowman is my agent now. I went with the producers for a while here, and Katrine just came along and she didn't have that many photographers and was able to do it. And so she's on it as we speak, I hope. doing her bit. But it's a conjunction, you know, it's a combined thing. It's not just one person going out there getting to work. It's my name and me.
Well.
Yeah. I don't do so much foot slogging anymore because it's all, you send a folio down the you know, over the airways.
Is there much face to face?
Yes, you get face to face. I take people to the pub. That's my face to face. I do the social bit with them. So if I get boys out from an agency, I'll go to the pub with them. But they know my work. It's only when I do a bit of PR, I might flash them something with a link to the folio. So if they sit down and look at it. But like this job from New Zealand, it's all on links. It's all on. They've all gone on the internet to look at the folio.
So they've all got to look. So you haven't actually met the client.
No. But someone at the agency apparently knows me, which is why I'm in the mix. I don't know who, but there's always someone out there that you know.
Your reputation precedes you.
Well, there's a lot of that, and it does happen. Well, having been in the business that long, you'd think it would do. Yeah. I mean, having had this exhibition, people from all around the world that I know have you know, come in and said, well done, you know, I mean, from States, England, Europe, you know, Hong Kong, everywhere. It's great.
Well, I think exhibitions, especially with such personal work, is always an envy of any photographer, because they always want to do it.
Yes.
But putting it together.
It's not easy. I mean, it's easy taking pictures. Well, I shouldn't say that, should I? Sorry, Katrine. It can be easy, but the thing is, you know, it's a combination of like 40 odd years of work, amongst other things. It's a tiny snippet of it. And as I said, it's something I've been doing all my life, knowing I'd get to this stage and I would be able to, and they've lasted the course. I mean, there's pictures here that are over 25, 30 years old, you know, but they still hold good. If they didn't, I wouldn't put them up.
Now,
you know?
I noticed there's a series taken in Cuba.
That was taken 18 years ago.
Which holds a little bit more...
prominent right now, yeah.
Yeah, with Fidel sort of...
Yeah, we didn't know he was going to cut, and I didn't kill him just to get the pictures on the wall. But yeah, no, it's just happened that we wanted to put them up there because there was something that was really nice, and that's been around now for, I printed it up. I hadn't printed it for a long time. Printed it up about a month ago or less, you know.
Oh, really?
Oh no, printed it up there, but it went into, I put it on Facebook as a theme, about a year ago. Yeah.
Did see that, yes.
Yeah.
I remember seeing those.
I rolled them out because I've got so much stuff that I haven't rolled out. You just bring things in. Like the punk stuff I haven't shown ever. I'm going to roll that out. That'd be interesting.
Interesting, because did you hear that who was burning punk stuff in England?
Someone burnt something, yeah.
Yes, because it was too commercialised.
Yeah, well, silly bugger. Yeah.
Okay. So now, on the local community here in Brisbane, because we're quite a...
Be careful what you say.
Well, no. Well, it's hard to get too many commercial advertising guys together in the same place at the same time.
Yeah, you never would. I mean, yeah, a few people turned up to the exhibition from the advertising world, but that speaks about, I mean, you know, if they're busy, it's fine. But it's, I'm not really saying they've got to come because I'm promoting myself. I want them to get inspired. The whole thing is to inspire people and let people enjoy, you know, an exhibition. There aren't that many photographic exhibitions held in Brisbane. No. To be honest.
No.
I mean, this is the only independent photographic gallery too in Brisbane.
Well, yeah, they used to appear at little cafes or things like that.
Little cafes are great, but if you want to do it on a bigger scale, this is a great space, you know, Maud.
No, it is.
And I said, Maud's taken me on and representing me on my personal work, and it's great, you know, because Irene is really keen on photography, and it's just, we just met. She actually saw my stuff I put on the Shopify site or Facebook when she was on holiday in Greece somewhere. There's emails that I want this in my gallery, or something like that.
The whole e-commerce thing kicked in before the concept of the exhibition.
Yeah. Then she emailed me when I was in England. I got picked up the email when I was in England about 4 months ago. And she was on holiday somewhere in Europe and just said, we need to get this online and we need to get this in the gallery. You know? And I said, go for it. That's what I wrote back, go for it. So we met up, talked, chatted and things. And we've yet to sign a contract. But, that'll come. It's friendly things, you know. It's not.
Well, it's Brisbane. We all know it.
Yeah, I'm not going to run away, nor she, you know.
So what's next on your private projects then?
Oh, we've got landscapes. We've got the punk things. We're going to do a thing with.
But what are you shooting? Oh,
shooting. Sorry, I'm pre-Raphaelites. I'm plagiarising a pre-Raphaelite. Yeah, Waterhouse. Now that's heavy to take, isn't it? I've been wanting to do this project for years, and it's a pre-Raphaelite. It's basically taking like the Tuscan stuff. Which was done by the Medicis, taking the Waterhouse, a few images of the Waterhouse, which is girls and pre-Raphaelite girls, and shooting them, and that will be a composite, but it'll be painted. I will be painting most of it, which will be quite interesting.
So
it'll be trompe l'oeil. It'll be a trompe l'oeil thing, which will be very interesting. I've been wanting to do it for ages. I've got the talent. The problem I've had is getting the costumes, the right costumes, because the costumes being pre-Raphaelite are a bit special, but we found someone that might do it, so we're hoping that they have got it.
So that's working with a local designer, or?
No, there's a lady here who has a massive costume collection. She, quite a wealthy old dear, but through Christian, a makeup artist who knows her, we might be able to get the costume, so that'd be quite nice.
Oh wow!
So he's doing the makeup. I bought a lot of people together on it. I mean, I've got Christian and Alexander doing the makeup. I'll be shooting most of it in the studio. I've shot a lot of the stuff in England because you can't, not being rude, you can't get the arches. And you can't get the Italianic stuff here. So when I was back in England last, well, it's I mean, it'll come, I'm sure. But I shot a lot of it out in Europe as well. But I shot a lot of it of the backgrounds in England when I was there last. So I've got all that to put together. And it's just a matter of the talent. The talent I've got, I had on hold for the past 18 months. That's how long it's been going. But it will happen, and it's the next one I'm going to do, along with some fish things I'm going to do. Fish? We just keep going, you know. You choose a subject and do it, but in a different way, you know, in a totally different way.
So, had developing concepts and themes, even for doing clients' work or your own work, got easier the longer as the years go by? Yeah,
I think you find a subject. You know, I try not to plagiarise anything, but you know, you get ideas from things, and I've just turned them into photographic. But
you didn't fall into that photographer's block, like writer's block, where you?
No. Oh yeah, you do. I mean, you can start off doing something, and it can turn all crap. So on the next one, but if you don't try it, you don't know. So you've got to try something before you chuck it out. Oh yeah, and I've tried a lot of things. I mean, you know, shooting fluoro, and I've been shooting things. I'm thinking, no, that's crap. You just throw it out. Well, you don't. You keep it, and you look back on it 6 months later, and you think, not that crap. It's kind of all right, but not. You know, probably be right in 10 years' time. I don't know.
So how long is the exhibition on here at Morden?
Till the end of this week, and then there's a gap. There's a lady coming in who's just shot her favourite 7 women. I've forgotten what the title is.
On Channel 9.
Yes. So she's in. Lisa, someone. Yeah, that's right. She's in middle of next week, and then we continue after she's finished. So we've got all of January, so we'll continue with this in January. Yeah. So it'll go back up in January. But she's only wanting the back gallery, so we'll leave the front gallery as it is, so it's not empty and stark. But we just take down the Cuban stuff and the stuff at the back. So she only wants the back gallery to do what she wants. So this will stay up, and then we just put it back together after Christmas, and that goes to the end of January. Then we're going to do hopefully the punk and what have you after that. Follow the landscape, so it'll just roll on.
Next. All right. Well, Alex, thank you for giving that time. Nice wrap up. So thank you to Alex for a little bit of a chat and background.